Welcome to Headphone News, Montreal edition for Saturday, December 14, 2024.
Canadiens struggle against Penguins. The Montreal Canadiens faced a tough matchup against the Pittsburgh Penguins, losing 9-2. This defeat comes after earlier losses of 6-3 and 3-1. Rookie Lane Hutson had a standout performance but couldn't lead the team to victory. The Canadiens are struggling this season, raising concerns about their playoff chances. They are focusing on developing young talent and improving their overall performance. Meanwhile, Ivan Demidov, a star in the Continental Hockey League, has scored 18 points in 20 games so far, showing great potential for future success in the NHL.
Longueuil's deer population control effort concludes. In Longueuil, Quebec, Canada, officials have completed an important deer population control effort. They culled 105 white-tailed deer in Michel Chartrand Park to help maintain a healthy environment. The deer population had surged from 32 in 2017 to 114 this year, while the park can only support about 15 deer. Mayor Catherine Fournier announced plans to plant 600 trees to aid in the park's restoration. Additionally, the city donated nearly 13,000 portions of deer meat to a local food pantry. This initiative came after years of legal disputes with animal rights groups.
Tobacco companies reach $32.5 billion agreement. 3 tobacco firms in Canada have reached a proposed deal worth $32.5 billion. This agreement aims to cover medical expenses and compensate smokers. After more than 5 years of discussions, creditors, including provincial governments and plaintiffs from Quebec, voted in favor of this plan. The settlement will help address the economic effects of health problems related to smoking. This amount is roughly $32.5 billion United States dollars.
Canadian dollar weakens, travelers adjust budgets. The Canadian dollar, commonly known as the loonie, has dropped in value against the US dollar. Right now, the exchange rate is about 70 US cents for each Canadian dollar. Because of this unfavorable rate, many Canadians are planning to cut back on their holiday spending. A recent poll from the Bank of Montreal revealed that 79% of Canadians will spend less on travel this season. On average, they plan to spend over 1,800 Canadian dollars, which is roughly 1,260 US dollars. Tourists are feeling the financial strain as the costs of international trips keep rising, prompting many to rethink their travel plans or find ways to save money.
Moisson Montreal's holiday impact. Moisson Montreal, the largest food bank in Canada, is making a significant difference this holiday season by distributing a record 42,000 food boxes. This exceeds their original goal of 35,000 boxes. The organization has also assisted an additional 7,000 families through its Sharing Stores program, which provides essential support. Additionally, Moisson Montreal awarded 40 scholarships totaling 40,000 Canadian dollars, or about 29,000 US dollars. This announcement took place at the Saint Laurent warehouse in Montreal, Quebec. Executive Director Chantal Vezina highlighted the importance of supporting families during this special time of year.
Car crash in Longueuil, Quebec. A car crash occurred in Longueuil, Quebec, when a vehicle struck a bus shelter, injuring several people. The incident took place around noon when an older woman accidentally pressed the gas pedal instead of the brake. 2 teenagers, one 18 and the other 19, were trapped under the car, while a 25-year-old suffered a leg injury. Bystanders quickly rushed to help lift the vehicle and rescue those trapped. First responders transported 3 individuals to the hospital. One person had serious injuries but was reported to be in stable condition by 1 p.m. the same day. Longueuil is located in Canada, near Montreal.
Concerns over cuts to home care services in Quebec. Caregivers in Quebec, Canada, are worried about recent cuts to home care services. The government has reduced support for people who depend on these vital services. Last year, around 22,000 individuals used the Service Employment Paycheck program to receive help from caregivers outside the health network. Many are concerned that these cuts will harm those needing assistance with daily tasks. This situation raises important questions about the future of home care services in the province.
Canadian airline executives discuss baggage fees. Airline leaders in Canada are set to speak before a government group in Ottawa about new baggage fees. The CEOs of Air Canada and WestJet will explain their choices regarding extra charges for travelers. Recently, Air Canada announced that customers with the lowest price ticket can only bring a small personal item and must pay to check their bags. Meanwhile, WestJet has rolled out a new low-cost ticket option that allows only a small backpack or laptop bag. Federal Transport Minister Anita Anand has raised concerns about these fees. Since June, over 1 million Canadians have opted for WestJet's new fare, which has helped lower travel costs. Currently, the exchange rate shows that about 10,000 Canadian dollars is roughly equal to 7,400 United States dollars.
Funding for homelessness in Quebec. The federal government of Canada is providing 50 million Canadian dollars to tackle homelessness in Quebec. This funding will help communities facing a growing crisis. About half of the money will go to Montreal, a major city in the province. The funds will be distributed over 2 years to meet urgent needs. This 50 million Canadian dollars is about 37 million US dollars. This initiative highlights the government's commitment to improving living conditions for people experiencing homelessness.
PK Subban supports Montreal Children's Hospital. PK Subban, a former player for the Montreal Canadiens, is collecting donations for the Montreal Children's Hospital Foundation in Canada. He will visit donors on Friday afternoon to gather checks. These donations will make up 40% of the $500,000 goal for the annual PK Match Holiday campaign. Subban's foundation will match donations up to $250,000 until December 31st. This support aims to help ill children and their families during the holiday season.
Quebec government discusses U.S. tariffs impact. The Quebec government in Canada is meeting with local business leaders to talk about the possible effects of tariffs from the United States. President-elect Trump has threatened to impose a 25% tax on imports. In 2023, Quebec sent about 74% of its goods, worth roughly $84 billion, to the U.S. This includes $10 billion in aluminum and $11 billion in aerospace exports. The goal of these discussions is to protect jobs and find new markets for Quebec businesses.
Labor dispute at Fairmont Queen Elizabeth Hotel. Over 600 organized workers at the Fairmont Queen Elizabeth Hotel in Montreal, Canada, are facing a work stoppage due to a disagreement with hotel management. The hotel will close for the holidays starting December 21st. This conflict started when workers rejected a contract offer that included a 21% salary increase over 4 years. The large hotel has been closed to employees since November 20th. In response, workers are protesting outside the office of the Quebec Investment Fund, the hotel's owner. That is all the news for today. Thank you for listening to today's headphone news. News summary brought to you by AI.